Ramadan Mubarak. We made it to another year. This is the Mentally Fit Muslims channel. Thanks for tuning in. It's been 3 years since I made my last video on Ramadan, and an update, I'm still not able to fast, and that's okay. I'm not perfect, and especially when you have bipolar, that's probably why you're watching this video. You typed in Ramadan bipolar, because that's what I used to do every Ramadan. I'd be like, okay, I can't fast this year. What am I gonna do? And I couldn't find anyone to connect with. This is back like 20 years ago when I first got bipolar. Every Ramadan, it was like trial and error. I would think I could fast, so I would start, and then I would become manic, and then I would have to let go and stop. And the biggest thing that would disturb me or would make me feel down and depressed was the fact that I couldn't connect with other people. Everyone was fasting, everyone was celebrating when they would open their fast, they would have iftar together, they would have suhoor together. They could even think a thing like complaining about the hunger. I know it's not the best thing to do, but I couldn't even relate to that because I wasn't hungry, I wasn't fasting. So I think the thing I missed the most was the connection you make with other people, with your family and friends and your sisters and brothers. The connection you make because you're fasting is the thing that can eat away at you. And you have to remember that it's not always about the connection with people. It's not always about unifying with them or relating to them. Ramadan is about your connection with Allah. Yes, it matters when it comes to people because you don't want to feel left out. You don't want to have the shame of not being able to fast. You don't want to feel guilty. You don't want to feel FOMO, fear of missing out. You might have all of those, and that's okay. At the same time, you can have conflicting feelings exist at both times. You don't have to feel one or the other. And you're not a bad Muslim for not being able to fast. It doesn't mean that Allah loves you less. It's just the way things are. Just like someone who has a handicap and they have to sit down and pray. They can't do sajda. That doesn't mean they're a bad Muslim. They're less of a Muslim. It just means that things are different for them. And honestly, I've been doing a lot of research into metabolic health and ketogenic therapies for mental illness, and who knows, maybe there is a cure for bipolar. Inshallah. I mean, every illness that Allah made, He made a cure for it, so why not with bipolar? What I hope you get out of this video is that you feel connected and you don't feel alone this Ramadan. Because seriously, I was watching so many Ramadan series. I'm talking about Yaqeen Institute, Dr. Rania Awad from Jannah, and then Jannah Institute. I'm trying to find the Qalam ones. I don't think they've posted it up yet, but they're coming as well. I was watching the Al-Maghrib ones. So there's so many series. I was even watching Newer Kids with my kids, and I think I liked it more than they liked it. But anyways, that's what I do to get into the spirit of Ramadan. Yes, I can't fast. I've tried. I get sick, and now I know better, so I don't do that. But that doesn't mean I have to make myself feel left out. I can still connect with people. It just has to be in different ways. You just have to adjust what you're going through. And honestly, the video I made 3 years ago, there's about 79 comments on it, and I was going through the comments trying to see, okay, what questions can I answer in this video for you, in this updated video. And one comment that stood out to me was somebody missing that sense of connection. So going back to that, when your relationship with Allah is so strong, or when you are in Ramadan and that's your goal, you want to focus on your relationship with Allah, then you don't have to fast to be able to meet that goal. You can still make dua. You can still pray at night. And here's a hack I found that actually sometimes it happens that I can't pray at night. I can't sleep at night. In the past, what I would do is, okay, wake up, watch TV, scroll on my phone, and that would make things worse. And not only that, I would be so stressed about not sleeping that I'd become hyper vigilant about it. So I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be shuffling in bed. And I'm talking about like shuffling for an hour, watching the clock, and then I'm not able to sleep. And then, sleep disturbances, that's a big trigger for people with bipolar. Yay. So I would shuffle in bed, I would not be able to sleep, and I would watch TV and like scroll on phone, and that didn't help. It made things worse. But now, alhamdulillah, when I cannot sleep at night, instead of doing those destructive habits, I pray tahajjud, I read Quran, I drink herbal tea, I sometimes do yoga, I walk on my treadmill, yes, in the middle of the night. I do that. And these are just, I wouldn't say they're coping mechanisms, because when the word coping is used, it gives this connotation that you're putting up with something. But in essence, I feel like when you can't sleep at night because of bipolar, and this goes back to maybe you are trying to fast and you're trying it out because it's still like the first or second of Ramadan. It's the first day of Ramadan. So maybe you're trying it out and it's causing sleep disturbances. And then you're realizing, oh, I can't fast. So now you have to get your sleep back on track. So to get your sleep back on track, try those things that I just mentioned. Try doing some light yoga, praying, reading Quran, doing adhkar, drinking herbal tea, journaling. That's a big one I forgot to mention. I journal like crazy, but that's a stigmatized word, so I won't say that. I journal the hell out of my mind. Like anything, I often journal maybe 2 to 3 pages a day, if not more, because I like to write more than I talk. Because I find when you write, it really helps you focus, and the energy that your thoughts might have over you, when you write it down, it loses that energy and you're able to manage your thoughts a lot better. So going back to sleep, let's say you try to fast the first day of Ramadan, second day, and your sleep gets upset, get it back on track using the tips that I just told you. When you find that you cannot fast at all, then go and feed other people. It could be your family, it could be like cooking for your family, or it could be like going to the mosque or a community center and volunteering to help with the iftars. And also remember that when you're not able to fast, there is a certain amount of money that you pay to make up for those fasts. Do your own research. I'm not gonna go into the religious rulings or opinions and all that, so that's not my forte. My forte is experience with bipolar and fasting. So yes, I miss the connection. I feel so left out when people around me are opening their fast and I'm not. I still eat with them, but it's not the same, you and I with bipolar, we can get stuck in that rut. We can get stuck in that mental frame of, I miss bipolar, I miss fasting, and why do other people, why are they able to fast and I can't? I hate this illness. Why did Allah give it to me? And that is a very, very dangerous route to go down. You want to pull yourself back from that, and instead of asking, why did Allah give me this illness? Ask yourself a better question, which is, why not? What are you doing with this illness? Are you managing it properly? Are you even trying to master it? Because that's what I like to go towards, mastery of it. And by mastery, it doesn't mean that I've cured bipolar and it doesn't exist anymore, which inshallah, I have hope that the cure will come, because every disease that Allah made, He also made a cure for it. So just because we don't have a cure right now does not mean it doesn't exist. So be very careful of the attitude you have this Ramadan with bipolar. Don't let it get in the way of your relationship with Allah. You want to use bipolar as a means to get closer to Allah, as a tool. And people ask me this a lot. How do you do that? Well, it's like any other trial. Anything that happens, let's say the same thing happens to two people. Okay, they have a loss in the family. Somebody dies. This was actually an example, a similar example was given by on TV. I was watching this talk show, and the host was saying that there was an alcoholic father and he had two sons, and one son ended up being very successful in life and he went on to do great things. The second son ended up being an alcoholic just like his dad. Now, both of them were asked, how did you become like that? So when the successful one was asked, how did you become like that? He said, what choice did I have? And then when the one who became just like his dad, who became an alcoholic, was asked, how did you become like this? He said the same thing. What choice did I have? So ask yourself, two people can have bipolar, okay? Two Muslims, maybe you even check the comments on the previous video I made on Ramadan. I'll put it in the description so you can see. Check the comments and see how different people respond to the illness. See whether they mention Allah's name next to the illness, meaning when they're talking about it, when they're talking about their experience with it, they're talking about their symptoms, they're talking about what it's doing to them. Are they complaining about it, or are they showing an attitude of gratitude? What are they doing? And when I say be grateful for it, I'm not being all toxic positive about it. I'm not negating the hardship. It is hard. I acknowledge that. It is difficult. It is challenging, especially the stigma that is surrounding mental illness. And I'm not just talking about the stigma from other people, but it's the self-stigma that is so ingrained in us because there's stigma around us. But what's worse is that when you inculcate it and then you take it upon yourself and you feed it to your own brain. So you believe yourself that, oh, I have a mental illness, so I cannot do X, Y, and Z. I have a mental illness, therefore I am X, Y, and Z. Fill in X, Y, Z for yourself. Because I have bipolar, I can't have a job, I can't get married, I can't have kids, I can't climb Mount Everest, I can't fast, I can't read Quran in the middle of the night. All those things, yes, some of them might be true, but does that mean you have to become an ungrateful servant of Allah? No, you have a choice. Are you going to become like that alcoholic father, or are you going to become successful using this situation that you're in? So two Muslims with bipolar have the same condition, they can have the same hardship, but their response can be very different. And I know someone, they had bipolar, they did not take their medication, and that is a highly debatable topic for another video. But anyways, they didn't take their medication and they have gone missing, and their parents don't know where they are. And then there's me, I have bipolar. I take my medication and I'm making a video about bipolar helping other people. I'm not tooting my own horn. All I'm saying is that Allah guides people whom He wills. What you have to do is ask for that guidance. You need to ask yourself better questions than why me? Ask yourself, why not me? Why did Allah give me bipolar? Well, let's see what I can do with it. You know, it's like when you hand two kids the same bottle of Play-Doh. Okay, you give them like different colors. You give each kid a blue bottle of Play-Doh, a green one, and a red one. They both have the same thing, same colors. One takes all the Play-Doh, mixes it together, and then it turns brown, while the other one, I don't know, makes a a watermelon out of it. The red one, they use watermelon. They use the green to put the watermelon peel. And then maybe they ask for some black Play-Doh to put seeds on the watermelon. May Allah heal Palestine. Sorry, may Allah help the people of Palestine, because I was thinking watermelon and I was thinking about the Palestinian flag. Anyways, you can see both kids were given the same thing, same bottles of Play-Doh, but they chose to do different things with it. One kid just made, I don't know, a blob, and it looked like just brown ugly Play-Doh. And another kid made like almost a work of art, a little piece of Play-Doh watermelon. What are you going to do with your bipolar? Are you going to complain in the comment sections? Which you can, you're free to do so, free speech. And then, you could get validation for it too and all that. But complaining about it doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes you self-loathe, self-pity, and it makes the situation worse, because you start to spiral downwards, and you have this negative feedback in your head and this negative self-talk. And when you don't catch yourself, when you don't journal about it, when you don't get help for it, it becomes worse and worse. So this Ramadan, when you're in the situation that you cannot fast, don't stay there. Don't stay in that place. I cannot fast. I cannot fast. This sucks. Oh, not again, not another year. Or maybe you can fast and you just need a little push and you want to try it and it doesn't make you sick. Alhamdulillah, go for it. But I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not giving you religious rulings. This is just my experience that, yes, I'm not able to fast, but I don't cry over it. In the sense that I don't complain to Allah over it. I try to make the best of it. And today, honestly, I binge watched on Yaqeen Institute's videos, Jannah Institute, Qalam Institute, Al Maghrib Institute. So all these institutes, they come out with Ramadan series. So every day there's a new video. And after I watched all of them, I felt spiritually high. But then this sadness came in. And this sadness that, it's another Ramadan and I'm not able to do this act of ibadah. At the same time, maybe I can help someone through this video. And that's what motivated me and pushed me to make this video, because otherwise I'm like, who's gonna watch? Who's gonna care? Who's gonna, all that waswas, that would normally come from the shaitan, but he's locked up. So all those whispers were coming from me. And I really had to channel that into some creative energy. So I pushed myself and I said, I am going to make a video, and it might not be the best. It might not be the most polished, might not have the best lighting or camera, but my intention is to connect with you. And my intention is to let you know you are not alone. You're not alone in your suffering. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in the same boat as you. I'm saying that because Allah is with you. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is sufficient for you as a disposer of your affairs. Allah is all you need. When you've got Allah on your side, you don't need anyone else. You don't need anything else. And when you turn to Allah for everything, even small things, watch how things just fall in place. You have resources coming left and right, people coming from left and right to help you, and you almost feel like there's angels surrounding you, and you feel like the ground beneath you is lifting you up. You're not walking, you're not doing the work, but there's an invisible force that is surrounding you with love and care. That is Ar-Rahman. He's showing you his love and care because you turn to him. So this Ramadan, when you feel left out, when you feel disconnected, when you cannot eat at the same time as other people, when you have to take medication, when you cannot pray Taraweeh, or when you cannot do Qiyam, when you cannot do any of those things, remember, you still have a connection with Allah. And He understands. He understands the fact that you cannot fast. And He gave us this leeway. Like, Isn't it such a blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this door that if you're not able to fast, it's okay. You can make it up in this way, like pay the fidya, do your own research about that. Don't take my word for it. I do pay it every Ramadan to make up for the fast I can't do. And then I do go to, so this is the ways I deal with it, with the disconnection I feel. I make sure I binge watch as many Ramadan series as I can. So I get in the mood, I get in the feeling. I decorate my home. As you can see, this is just one part. There's a lot more decorations in the home. I attend community iftars and volunteer there. I help my family and I feed them. So all these things, they're part of my toolkit to help me feel better in Ramadan and not get depressed. I want you to come up with your own toolkit or just copy mine, just do what I do to make sure that you get that Ramadan feeling too. Because we have bipolar, but that doesn't mean we're less than other people. It doesn't mean that we're less Muslim, less of a Muslim than the person next to you who can fast. It doesn't mean that. In Allah's eyes, the only thing that distinguishes one person from another are their deeds. And deeds are weighed by their sincerity, by their ikhlas, which is, why are you doing this? So you might be asking, well, why am I not fasting? Because I have bipolar. Okay, you have bipolar. What are you doing with that illness? Okay, I'm making a video so I can help someone on the other side feel better. What are you doing with that illness? Maybe you use it to help someone too. Or if that's not possible for you, not everyone can come on a camera on YouTube and say, hey, I have bipolar and I can't fast and this is what I do. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. So you figure out, okay, I have bipolar, maybe managing it is me making good out of it. And that is one of the best ways, because when Allah gave you this health condition, part of your ibadah is to take care of it, to treat it, to manage it. Or as I like to say, master it. And mastery, I always have to preface it with the fact that mastery is not a destination. It's not a place that you get to, and once you get to it, you're like, okay, I've mastered bipolar, I know all about it, I can treat it and everything is fine. Mastery is, it's a journey. It's every day you wake up and you ask yourself, okay, today I'm going to live for Allah. What can I do to get closer to Him? And maybe that means taking your pills. Maybe that means going to your therapy appointment, or going to the gym, eating a healthy meal, because all of that is part of your toolkit, part of your mastery plan of treating bipolar. So don't minimize these things that you do to treat bipolar. That is your way of making the best of the situation. Because I do make these blanket statements, oh, I'm blessed with bipolar, I use it to get closer to Allah. And the main way is, yes, I help other people who have bipolar. I have a support group also just for Muslim women, disclaimer, who have mental health challenges. But not everyone can do that. So again, for you to treat your illness is your way of using the bipolar, the mental illness, to get closer to Allah. I hope that's clear. If not, ask me questions below, comment below, and share your experience with bipolar this Ramadan. I know a lot of you commented on my old video, which was 3 years ago. So update me, tell me what's going on. Are you able to fast? Are you not able to fast? Are you in mania and you're gonna type away? The comment's gonna be really long and there's gonna be typos, or are you becoming hyper religious and there's gonna be so many mashallahs and Allah and Allah? You know what I mean. Anyways, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.